20 kilometers per hour and stop on time. Trains here do not run on time to the hour or minute. Domestic trains keep time to the second. If a train is even 20 seconds late, an announcement is made to express regret. The average delay throughout the year is less than a minute. Authorities apologize to passengers for any minor delays. There are no dustbins on most roads in the country. Even the garbage dump is not visible. But the surroundings are so clean that there is not even a speck of dirt, let alone dust, on the roads and public places. The Japanese often carry their own garbage with them and many voluntarily clean the garbage. Here, throwing garbage on the streets is socially very indecent and shameful. They turn the garbage into something else through garbage and recycling. And those that cannot be reused at all are destroyed in a special process. But in our country, garbage is seen lying on the streets even with dustbins. Where Japan does not have dustbins, the streets are sparkling clean. The students of Japanese schools clean the classrooms. 16. There is no separate sweeper here. The earthquake issue in Japan is very important and scary. Because the country is one of the most earthquake-prone countries in the world. Because Japan is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. This is an area where several technical bats of the earth are moving under each other. Because of this, more than 1,500 earthquakes are felt in Japan every year. In 2011, the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami was 9.1 on the Richter scale. The Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster occurred that year. In the 1923 Tokyo earthquake, more than 140,000 people died. Because of this, the Japanese use shock absorbers and sounding technology in large buildings. Here, a warning message is sent within seconds before an earthquake. We usually know that earthquakes are not predicted, that is, they happen suddenly, but sending a warning within seconds before an earthquake is a technological innovation of Japan. Earthquake ground shaking is actually of two types. S-wave or secondary wave, which is slow but deadly, and P-wave or primary wave, which is fast but very less deadly. 18. Japanese technology detects P-waves and sends warnings before S-waves arrive. This interval can usually be from 2 to 30 seconds. The farther the source of the tremor, the longer it will take. And within this time, it is possible to quickly take people to a safe place by giving advance warning. There is a famous magical forest in Japan called Hiroshima Forest. The trees are lined up in such a way that it looks like they have created a green wall on both sides of the path. The main language of Japan is Japanese, which is called Nihonga. Except for a small number of people, almost everyone in the country speaks this language. The religious affiliation of the Japanese people is 70.5% Shinto, 67.2% Buddhist, 1.5% Christian, and 5.9% other religions. Here, the total number of religious followers in Japan exceeds 100%. Because many Japanese practice both Shinto and Buddhism at the same time. Only 11.5% of the country's land is suitable for cultivation. According to 2018 estimates, Japan's agricultural sector contributes about 1.2% of the country's total GDP. That is, the country is not an agriculturally dependent country at all. However, the amount of grain and crops that Japan produces meets the needs of half of the country's people. Due to this shortage of arable land, terrace systems were introduced for cultivation in small areas. In agriculture, a terrace is a flat surface that is cut down a hill to create a place for cultivating crops. However, the problem is that there are almost no farmers in Japan, or even if there are, they are very few. This has become a serious problem for the entire country. Most of the farmers are elderly. New young people do not want to enter the agricultural profession. Due to the attraction of jobs in the city, modern lifestyle, and technology, they are losing interest in agriculture. Therefore, the country is trying to make farming easier and more attractive with drones, robots, sensors, and AI. Japan has the largest number of elderly citizens. A third of its population is elderly. That is, 1 in 3 Japanese people are elderly. As of 2020, more than 28.7% of the population is over 65 years old. In Japan, more adult divers are currently sold than children's divers. The main reason for this is the country's rapidly aging population and a significant decline in the birth rate. Music. A bigger concern is that many people in Japan no longer want to get married. There are several reasons behind not wanting to get married. For example, the cost of living in Japan is very high. The stable financial situation required to get married and start a family is very difficult for many young people. On the other hand, many people think that getting married will reduce both time and freedom. The trend of not getting married in Japan, having fewer children, is causing the country's population to decline day by day, and it has now become a national crisis for Japan. At the same time, the elderly population is growing very rapidly here. The average life expectancy of the Japanese is 84 years, which is very high. Japan ranks fourth in the list of the best countries in the world based on life expectancy. The first three are Monaco, Hong Kong, and San Marino. The name of Japan's currency is yen. 100 Japanese yen is equal to 85.2 taka in Bangladeshi taka. The Japanese yen is the third largest reserve currency in the world after the US dollar and the euro. As of 2024, the minimum wage in Japan is 1,004 yen, which is 855 taka in Bangladeshi taka. Accordingly, if someone works in a low-paid job for 8 hours a day for 25 days a month, he will earn about 1,716 taka in Bangladeshi taka. However, the salaries of skilled and competent people are much higher than this. However, it should be remembered that the cost of living in Japanese cities is very expensive. Especially in big cities like Tokyo, Yokohama, Osaka, Kyoto. There are some companies in Japan that you can hire to apologize for you in exchange for money. The toilets here are so smart that they play music, have heated seats and even spray perfume. There are capsule hotels. Small box-like rooms for sleeping in a very small space, which are mainly used as cheap accommodation. Especially for the role of discipline, high standards and overall development. Primary and secondary education is compulsory in this country. No exams are taken here for at least 3 years of the first few years of educational life. The emphasis is mainly on character and behavior formation during this time. During this time, children are taught how to work together, how to help each other, how to devote themselves to the development of the country, etc. Japan's literacy rate is almost 100%. That is, almost all citizens of the country can read and write. The country has many world-class universities that are internationally renowned for research, technology, engineering, medical and humanities education. Such as University of Tokyo, Kyoto University, Osaka University, Tohoku University, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Nagoya University, Keio University, Waseda University, Waikato University, Kobe University, etc. Japan's economy is the fourth largest in the world in terms of nominal GDP. Its economy is after the United States, China, and Germany. As of 2022, Japan's unemployment rate is less than 2.6%. In 2022, Japan was the world's fifth largest exporter and fourth largest importer. Japan exports most of its goods, such as motor vehicles, iron and steel products, semiconductors, and auto parts, to China and the United States. On the other hand, it imports various items, including machinery, fossil fuels, food, chemicals, and raw materials for its industries, from Australia, China, and the United States. The country is a leading producer of many items, including motor vehicles, machine tools, and non-ferrous metals, ships, chemicals, textiles, and processed foods. As of 2023, the country's output was the fourth highest in the world. As of the same year, Japan was in the top 3 in the world in both automobile production and exports. The world's largest automobile company by production, Toyota, is based in Japan. Japan has the second highest number of researchers in science and technology per capita in the world. There are approximately 14 researchers per 1,000 employees. The country has won 31 Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, etc. As of 2023, Japan is the world's sixth largest emitter of carbon dioxide. The brief period of cherry blossoms blooming in spring is celebrated as a special festival in Japan. During this time, families and friends gather in parks or along rivers to view the flowers, known as hanami. The national flower of Japan is the sakura, which blooms for only a few days. And during this time, the beauty of this place is so enhanced that it seems like a place from a fantasy. As of the same year, Japan was in the top 3 in the world in both automobile production and exports. The world's largest automobile company by production, Toyota, is based in Japan. Japan has the second highest number of researchers in science and technology per capita in the world. There are approximately 14 researchers per 1,000 employees. The country has won 31 Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, etc. As of 2023, Japan is the world's sixth largest emitter of carbon dioxide. The brief period of cherry blossoms blooming in spring is celebrated as a special festival in Japan. During this time, families and friends gather in parks or along rivers to view the flowers, known as hanami. The national flower of Japan is the sakura, which blooms for only a few days. And during this time, the beauty of this place is so enhanced that it seems like a place from a fantasy. Japan has many beautiful flower parks that look like they came straight out of a fairy tale. These parks are not only famous for their beauty but also often make people overwhelmed and emotional. Some such parks are Hatashire Seaside Park, Ashikaga Flower Park, Shibazakura Hill at Mount Fuji. Japan generally has a higher suicide rate than other cultures. However, this rate has decreased a lot in recent years. Still, it is now a major social problem in Japan. Although 18 other countries are ahead of Japan in this task. Japan is as advanced in technology as it is socially and mentally. In many ways they are as lonely and stressed. Honor, sense of responsibility, fear of failure all go on within them, a deep internal war. As a result, some choose this wrong path. Japan has been involved in wars with many countries including China and Russia in its history. Especially from 1994 to 1945, it has been involved in imperialist expansion in Japan's wars during the World War. Japan was a major member of the non-power during World War II. At that time, Japan's role was very important, controversial and destructive. Especially for the Asia and Pacific regions. However, on August 6, 1945, the little boy atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, and on August 9, the Fat Man atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, killing about 15 million to 24.6 million people. At this time, World War II ended with much infrastructural and environmental damage. After this defeat in 1945, Japan